Every year around the holiday season, there is a cool event up at Virginia International Raceway, which is a charity event raising money for kids at a Victory Junction camp, which is like for kids with disabilities. So it's always a fun time, a chance to get your car out on the track. In a place where it's super fun, beautiful track, especially in the fall, and there's no passing, so you have a lot less risk than an actual track day. That said, anytime you put your car out on a racetrack, it is going to get really dirty. As you can see here, car was as dirty as I've seen it. It was a rainy track day. And, when you're on a track behind a bunch of cars, kicking up all kinds of stuff, your car is going to get quite dirty. So you can, especially brakes, brakes are definitely probably the fastest wearable on the track. But anyway, what I wanted to do here is just kind of show people what to do after one of these days, regardless if it's raining or not. If you go onto a track, you're going to get dirty. So I'm using Garage Therapy products here, using pretty much all their cleaning products, which is great. It's going to do a good job making sure this thing gets clean. Now this right here is Garage Therapy Snow Foam. I think I've got about 40 mils in my foam cannon, which is about probably 600 or 700 mils of water. Snow foam seems to me to be a really solid option. I previously used Bill Hamber auto foam. I think this is way better. In fact, I was glad to run out of auto foam finally, because I bought a ton of it. So this one here to me cleans better. It's gonna cling. As you can see here, like it will sit there for probably close to 5 minutes. It was a little windy on this day. In fact, it had just quit raining. But this is gonna dwell. It's got some citrusy chemicals in it as well, so it's gonna start trying to break down that film from the track. The oils, it's definitely gonna do a good amount of cleaning and getting off the grit, so that I can start washing. So just gonna get a good coat of this on there and let it sit for about 5 minutes or so. So you can see it clings really well. Right down here you can see that we got a pretty good amount of dirt. It's a good consistency of foam. It's not too thick, but it still clings really well. So it's going to pull things off slowly, which is what you want. Give the chemical time to work. You can see all that brake dust coming off there. And then here, just to walk around the car and kind of show you how this stuff just sits there. Again, real nice product. There is a version 3 coming out, which is going to be interesting to see, how that improves upon V2. So I'm going to take you in here on the wheel just to show you where a ton of, brake dust and stuff came off. This is after probably about 4 minutes of dwell, close to 5. Anytime it's, a little windier, it's going to start drying out on you faster than normal. So you definitely don't want to let it dry, because it's not a neutral snow foam. It's a pretty hard-hitting snow foam from a cleaning perspective, as you would imagine. Coming out of the UK, they have different things, different challenges with road film and salt, lots of rain, lots of things on the road that, you know, we don't have to deal with in the beautiful southern United States. This is some of the runoff coming from the snow foam. It's definitely pulling stuff off. And here's just a shot of what happened. You know, this is just snow foam now. It does a really good job of cleaning. Like I am not concerned at this point about going in with a contact wash, because the bulk of the grit is gone. So you can see here, there's still some, you know, some left on there, as you can imagine, but definitely no chunks of anything that I'm going to rub into the paint. So afterwards, we're going to do a wheel cleaning. This is iron oxide from Garage Therapy, which is it's a good iron remover. It's not a quick bleeder, which I don't, you know, I'm not convinced that that is required as long as it is loosening up the iron. It also has a little bit of Decon in it, which is my favorite wheel cleaner for a deep wheel clean at this point. So I'm actually going to go in with some more Decon here, and some wheel shampoo. Going to let this dwell for a while because I'm sure there is a lot of brake dust sitting inside that barrel. So I've got a bucket over here of wheel shampoo, probably 15 mils of wheel shampoo in a bucket. It's really all you need. You probably want to use warm water to kind of mix it because it's thick. It's like an Incredible Suds level of thick. But what's amazing about wheel shampoo is it does a pretty good job cleaning. It stays sudsy throughout the whole wash. Plenty of lubrication. It's a good idea, even if you're doing a deep wheel cleaning with Decon, just to have wheel shampoo to get your brushes in and clean them off. The other thing I like about it, and as I understand it, one of the reasons it was, you know, brought to market is because it maintains tire serum, which is a brilliant. It's my favorite tire gloss. I know this sounds like a sponsored video, but it's not. These are just some products that I've tried this year that I really enjoy using. Anyway, tire serum is fantastic. And if you do your wheels with wheel shampoo, it's almost like a perpetual tire, you know, dressing. You don't actually, you do a deep clean once with your tires, do a panel prep and then tire serum, and from then on, as long as you're using wheel shampoo, you're good to go. You're not ever really gonna clean that off. At least I haven't run into a situation yet. I've been using it for probably 6 months, haven't had a chance to, or a need to clean it off. Here I'm just using some Decon at 1 to 9 to get into my wheel wells here. I didn't spend a ton of time here because my plan was, you know, before winter set in, was to do a full, you know, wheels off detail of this area and do a coating. This car has a real nice sort of plastic in this wheel well area. It takes a trim coating real well. So actually I've already done that. At the time this video was made, I was making plans to do that. So just quickly going around doing the rest of the wheels here while the you know, if it's windy outside, you want to make sure that your paint doesn't you know, the water doesn't dry completely and start to form spots. So I just, you know, wet it once in a while if it looks like it's drying while you're doing the wheels. Going around here, just a tire brush and wheel shampoo again to not mess with my tire serum. This is Decon. You know, Decon is like, I've got several dilutions. I got like a 1 to 10, a 1 to 30. You know, for anything where you're going to need to get in there and do some deep cleaning. And here I'm throwing about, I believe, 40 mils of Garage Therapy shampoo in the bucket. And I'm going to go in and deep clean my top here with a brush. The top is protected with, I think it's 303 protectant and fabric protectant. So it beads pretty well, but you know, anytime you're around in a lot of traffic in the rain, you're going to get some stuff on your top that you want to get off. I don't really use anything aggressive on the fabric top, so this is a good shampoo. I enjoy the scent. It's really nice. So also one thing that you want to be conscious of on your top is don't throw a lot of close-up high pressure water on it. I'm keeping a pretty good distance just to rinse off the bulk of the soap, and then I'm going to switch nozzles to kind of a flood nozzle here just to get the maximum amount of water to flush out whatever is in that top. Now I'm going in for contact wash. Single bucket. I know everybody's going to hate, but generally I rinse off my wash pad with the pressure washer before I go back in the bucket. Just to me is easier than dragging around a couple of buckets. So in this part, I'm just going around with the wash pad and the brush. Really soft brush just to get in the cracks and crevices where all that water and film, dirt, oil, brake dust sort of got into places that I can't reach with the mitt. So I'm going in with the brush just to do a quick clean. Always want to clean around your emblems, your chrome, anywhere that the wash pad's not going to really be able to dig into. It's a good idea to use a brush. I use the softest. Really it's kind of an interior brush, but as long as you get your good chemicals in there, it's going to flush that stuff out. I've got a glass coating on here, which is excellent. It's Classy Glassy from Detail Co. It was really nice having that on the track at 130 miles an hour. There is no water at all. At 35 miles an hour, it's running off. So it's a real nice glass coating. It lasts, I don't know how long it's going to last, but I've had it on 3 vehicles now for, 9-10 months. It's going strong. One of those vehicles is doing a lot of miles, so it is it's holding up real well. So just going down, doing a quick contact wash. Again, the Garage Therapy shampoo is super slick. The scent is great, as are most of their products. And you can see me there kind of thinking about going to the bucket. I'm not going to say I don't forget sometimes to rinse, but I do try to rinse that pad after every, before I go back into the bucket. Keep my, wash bucket clean. This is before I got my stick shift from Devils in the Details for my bucket dolly, which makes it real easy to bring this, move these buckets around instead of bending over and killing your elderly back. Stick shift is awesome. I'll have to show that in another video. In fact, I'm probably going to get another one for my wheel bucket as soon as I can get one made. I'm going to throw the link down in the description below for how to get yourself one if you'd like. But anyway, just continuing around here with the rinse. This car has Kakaba ceramic coating, It's probably at this point about 10 months old. It's fantastic. The gloss is insane. For aesthetics, it's probably the number one coating that I've tried. It's probably not quite as hard and scratch resistant as some of the more heavier duty coatings, but I'm polishing this thing every year and a half anyway. So I'm going in with the blower here just to get the bulk of the water off. And it's a good idea, especially on BMWs. They tend to weep a lot. They've got a lot of channels to drain water away, and they'll sit there and spit water out for hours. So the more you can dry, the better. Always want to dry your wheels as well. So this right here is basically Garage Therapy Quick Detailer going on to as my drying aid. So I don't have a ton of water left on the surface, but I want to dry and get all my minerals off the paint, as well as any water that I'm missed or blew around. So I usually use a drying aid, and Garage Therapy QD, super slick, it slickens the paint quite a bit. It's kind of like Gloss Booster from Katiba. It might be a little slicker, but it's definitely adds some gloss as well. So it's a good idea to use a drying aid if if there's not a ton of water on the surface. And look, anytime you're trying to minimize scratches, definitely use it. That towel is the goat from House of Rags. This is a kind of a niche product that I use, Koshimi FSE. It's basically a mineral spot remover / detail spray. So anytime I have chrome that needs a little more attention, I just hit it with some FSE, go in and not only does it pull off any of that residual mineralized contamination, it also leaves it nice and slick like a good detail spray. So it's a real heavy hitter product for things like this, and for if you miss some water spots on your window, or it's a pretty powerful acid actually, but it's a little expensive to use as a general water spot remover, and there's better products suited for just that. This is just a good 2-in-1 product to do what I'm doing here. Highly recommend it around your logos too, especially like in the little chrome area between the gaps. Flush out those minerals. It's a good product. I generally will throw a little bit of FSE on the glass, just in case I have anything that might spot. Here I'm just going in with QD and cleaning out my door jambs. Make sure you dry those things. They'll spot significantly. And then more FSE work here. One of the things I do here, for those of you who have BMWs with this kind of grill, I've got a little brush that I use, which I think is a Rupes, to clean out my polishing pads, and I'll wrap a microfiber around that just to get in top, bottom, and side to side inside those kidney slats there. Then you can see me here, I'm making sure the logo or the roundel has some FSE to flush out all the stuff around it. And actually, I don't know where this footage went, but you can see I was trying to show you a good view of applying tire serum, but we'll have to deal with this camera angle. So first I'm just going to do a quick QD on the wheels, make sure there's no water spots. And then I'm going to go in with tire serum. Tire serum is one of those that if you, I don't apply it every wash. I mean, the last time I applied it was in this here, and that was back in early November. It's late December at this point, and I have not had to reapply it because I'm washing it with wheel shampoo. I've probably washed it 4 times. So I generally, I'm trying to see how long I can go without reapplying. And tire still looks great. Anyway, just gonna put a light coat of tire serum on here. Tire serum, a little goes a long way. I'm using the auto fiber applicator, and then I'm going around to just kind of wipe off the excess here. It's one of the reasons I like to use the QD first, make that job a little easier in case you do get any on your wheel. So at this point, I thought I was gonna have to go in and clean the engine because I figured it would be disgusting. What's fascinating is Motorplast is literally like magic from Kosh Chemie, and when I took a look at the engine, there was nothing I needed to do. So while I know it sounds like marketing BS that it creates some sort of film that's protective, I was kind of shocked to see the engine looking that perfect, and I didn't really need to go in and do anything. So highly recommend that product. At this point, I'm just going to mop up water from inside where I sprayed, inside the grill, from the hood, etc., just so I don't spot up the plastics. So I probably do Motorplast, I don't know, twice a year. For me, the ease of just spraying it and leaving and coming back and it looks amazing. Motorplast is amazing. So I have been testing Garage Therapy trim. It lasts an incredible amount of time on my black plastics and trim. Have not tried it on the engine yet though. Again, I'm kind of hooked on Motorplast, but when I run out, I'll probably do a thinner dilution of trim and see what happens. So here you can see, obviously you're going to have some rusty brake rotors after your wash, but paint's looking good. It definitely cleaned up real well. That's one of the things that I love about Garage Therapy is the ethos of just, like, if you're going to spend time washing the car, clean it, right? So their products are definitely cleaners. They're highly concentrated. And when you're done, you can feel, how clean the paint is. So it's definitely, I felt much better after this. I couldn't wait to wash the car after I got home, even though I did have to wait and just do it the next day. But definitely feel better with a clean car. Hope you guys, enjoyed the video, maybe learned something. I'll see you guys on the next one.